All right. Hey guys, Mr. Kennedy here once again for Ancient India Lesson 3. And so now we're going to focus our gears over to Buddhism and also Jainism. So it matters. Millions of people around the world today follow the beliefs of religions that began in ancient India. So let's have those video notes out and open to Lesson 3. All right, so here we have, this is going to be Siddhartha Gautama. I was born around 563 BCE as a prince, also known as a Raja, if you go back to your chapter vocabulary, in southern Nepal. So he began his life as a prince, and let's see what happened to him. So he disagreed with the caste system from Hinduism, thought that it caused suffering. So around this time, a lot of people thought that the Hindu way of life caused suffering, and they did not agree with the caste system, the thing that you got from your lesson 2 video notes. So he's actually going to leave his life as a prince, and he wanted to find a cure for suffering and gave up his royal life to find those answers. So even though he was a royal, he gave up life as a prince, and really started to focus on meditation and some things that could find a cure once again for that suffering. So imagine that, he's living his life as a prince, and he's going to go out on this journey, and some other people are also going to really follow his teachings. And then we're going to know Siddhartha Gautama as the Buddha. And this is really going to be kind of the foundations right here of Buddhism, which is going to be one of the religions that we also study. So there's some information on where it started and how it started. And Miss Hodges is going to be coming right around my shoulder here in a second to tell you guys all some more stuff about Buddhism. So here you guys go with Miss Hodges.
All right, so we want to talk about Buddhism and what do they believe. So we've looked at the caste system and we've looked at Hinduism, but now we're looking at a response to Hinduism. Not everybody's happy with that, and you guys have told me that you are not at all pleased with the way Hinduism looks, and it's unfair, and you don't like that. And you're not the only person that thought that. So did Siddhartha Gautama that Mr. Kennedy told you about. So his response to that was that we need to talk about the Four Noble Truths. And he came up with these Four Noble Truths. And that is on a timer. Was yours on a timer?
It did go automatically.
We're going to have to stop that one because that was going way too fast. Do not use timings. Come in.
You want me to come back, Michelle, and delete it?
No, it'll be easy. What am I doing here?
Do you have mandalas?
No.
So you want me to make some copies of these for...
All right, so Mr. Kennedy just told you about the founder of Buddhism, Siddhartha Gautama. So we want to talk about what is Buddhism? What does that mean? And you guys have told me clearly that you do not approve of the Hinduism beliefs and that caste system and how unfair that is. And neither did Siddhartha Gautama. He lived his life as a Raja all his life, and then when he went out into his kingdom, he saw all kinds of suffering everywhere. And he didn't know what to do with that. So he just kind of sat down and thought about that for a while and came up with an idea. And the idea he came up with was the Four Noble Truths. So make sure that you have done something around that four to help yourself remember that there's Four Noble Truths. And these are four things that he thinks are true no matter what. So the Four Noble Truths, the first one is that he saw that there is suffering everywhere. So number one, life is full of suffering. And we know that's true because you see people suffer. That is true. We've seen suffering all around us, and he saw that too. He said, though, that all suffering is caused from selfishness and from desiring things and wanting them. And I would say that's true too. When I don't have what I want, then I feel like I'm suffering. And so that can be a problem when I'm being selfish and I think that I'm suffering. So the Buddha would tell us, Siddhartha Gautama becomes the Buddha, the enlightened one. He would tell us the way to stop this, to stop the suffering, is to stop being selfish. Now, I think that that's kind of true. So let's just think of cell phones for a moment. So a new cell phone comes out and you get the new cell phone and you're happy with that new phone and it's awesome. And you have this new phone and you keep it for a long time and you've had it for like 5 months and everything's great with it. It's still doing a good job. And then 5 months later, so you've had it almost a year, a new phone comes out and you start telling your parents, this phone's terrible. This phone is so old. I want a new phone. All my friends have a new phone. I want a new phone too. So you are suffering because you want this new phone, being selfish. But the way to stop that is to stop wanting new things. And if you'll stop and just be happy with what you have, you can end some suffering. So I think another short story about that is shoes. I have a lot of shoes in my closet, and when I get some money, I'm probably going to go to the mall and get me some new shoes too, some new brown shoes, because I need some new brown boots, or at least I think I do. And I think I'm suffering because I want these boots and I need them. And so I'm not happy with the boots that I do have. I do have boots in my closet, but I want some more. So the Buddha would say that I'm suffering because I'm being selfish and I should stop doing that. And the way to end suffering is to stop wanting new things. So the right thing to do would be to enjoy the boots that I have and maybe buy some boots for somebody else who doesn't have any. That's how you stop the suffering. I can just be happy with the boots that I already own, but I can help somebody else by sharing with them and helping them have some boots too. So that's what he's saying. Selfishness brings suffering. So now how am I going to stop wanting things then? Because I want things all the time and everybody else does too. We want things. So the Buddha came up with a path. Let's see if I can move me out of the way here. He came up with a path. Let's see if we can put our little path up there. That we should follow to not want things anymore. So let's go to the next one. The way we should do this is following 8 steps. And the 8 steps that we should follow are called the Noble Eightfold Path. So the 4 Noble Truths, and then now we have the Eightfold Path. So step 4 of the 4 Noble Truths is the Eightfold Path. Sometimes kids get these confused, but this is just part of those 4 Noble Truths. So 4 Noble Truths is part of the Eightfold Path is part of the 4 Noble Truths. Okay, so this is number 4 of the 4 Noble Truths. So this is what Buddha says. This is how you stop your suffering and stop desiring things. You have to have the right view. Please make sure that you're viewing the world in a correct way and everything will be good. Make sure you're seeing it through the right views. You have to have good intentions. You always need to want to do the right thing. Then you need to speak correctly. Don't be hateful with your words. They can be hurtful to folks, so don't do that. Speak kind words. Then, after you're practicing all that, you should take right actions. Don't take actions that hurt people. Don't cheat on tests. Don't talk behind other people's backs. Don't throw things. Don't be mean to people. Do good actions. Be kind. Be sweet. Share your things. Help your neighbor out. That's not cheating. Helping your neighbor is not cheating. You're helping them be better. So helping at the appropriate time when you should be helping, that's good actions. I should have the right job. Now, remember in the caste system, you had to stay in that job no matter what. But Buddha says, no, you should do what you have the talents to do. You should have the right job for you. If you're a good artist, you should be drawing. That's great. You should be doing that. So have the right job. Put forth the right effort. Oh my goodness, the Buddha is not about laziness. No. You got to put forth the right effort in order to have the right results. Then you have to really work on it, concentrate. You can't give up. That's about being be persevering through troubles. So concentrate on it. Don't give up. And the last thing you should do is have right mindfulness. That means you have to be in your right mind and make good decisions and not be depressed in your head. And that's really hard sometimes. It's really hard to have a good mindset and to not be angry toward people and not be, upset at people, because sometimes people are mean. It's really hard. And so, but you have to just do the best you can. And so the Buddha says if you'll try to do these things, that you can help end suffering for yourself and others. So think about things. Is it helpful? Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Your mind has a powerful thing. You can fill it with positive thoughts to start your day, or you could just say this is going to be the worst day ever, and it's going to be the worst day ever. So the Buddha says your mind has a lot to do with your outcomes. So it doesn't hurt to try to be positive and to try to make good decisions and to do all these things. So I want you to circle right now the 2 that you think are the most important out of all these actions. which two do you think are the most important? Should we have the right view, right intentions, right speech, right actions, right concentration or efforts? What do you think? So tell me, and I can't wait to see what my class says. It's always interesting to me what you guys think is important. And so I would like to know which two of these eightfold path ideas do you think is the most important? All right, Miss Tickle, are you ready? So here comes Miss Tickle. She's going to take the next 2 slides, and I can't wait to see what you guys write.
Hi. I know you missed me. Okay. But I'm here now, so we're fine. Okay, let's see what we have. Oh, look, my picture's covering it. I'm going to move you over here. Is that okay? Okay. Did you know Buddha is a title meaning enlightened one? Some Buddhists believe that the Buddha is a god, while others believe that the Buddha is merely a great and wise leader. Oh, look, my picture's covering the hot question. Let's move again. How about I just go down here in the corner? Okay. Hot question. Why might some members or higher castes disagree with or feel threatened by Buddhism? So first you got to stop and think about caste system, that order, that structure. Everybody knows their place. Why would somebody who's higher up in it? So you're talking the Brahmins and the Kshatriyas. See, y'all didn't think I could say it, but I said it. So hi, Miss Hodges kids. I said it.
She said it.
Kshatriyas. Okay? I don't care if it's not right. I said it. Okay, so why might some of those members disagree with or feel threatened by Buddhism? Think about what Buddhism now says about the caste system. Okay? Can people not belong? Can people move up? Can they move down? Think about that. Okay? 3 to 5 sentences. Use those vocab terms. Get them tied in. There's several vocab terms that you guys can tie into this. Do not use pronouns. Okay? No pronouns. Restate that prompt. So it should say some members or higher of, I think it should say, why might some members? Yeah, it should be of. Why might some members of higher castes disagree with or feel threatened by Buddhism? So you should restart it with some members of higher castes disagree with or feel threatened by Buddhism because. Don't use the pronouns. I can't take it anymore. Okay? Thank you. Next, Jainism. Now we have a 3rd religion, guys. I know, mind blown, right? 3 religions in one civilization. Yes. Buddhism. When people are free from all earthly concerns, they will reach nirvana. No, we're not talking about the music group. We're talking about your vocab word. Your vocab word, which is a state of peace and happiness. It's that perfect state of peace and happiness. So, if through Buddhism you have been able to cast away or get rid of any selfish or earthly desires or wants, you are going to reach nirvana. They accept the existence of gods. What does that mean when you believe in more than one God? Polytheism. They both have in common ahimsa. Okay, close enough. That is nonviolence, sacred life. Jainism, their followers are known as Jains. I have no idea why this is jumping around like this, so just go with it, okay? Jainism does not believe in a supreme being, so they are not looking up to one all-encompassing being, okay? Go back to the both column. Suffering comes from within. You are suffering because of you. Okay, so they both think that, Buddhism and Jainism. And rulers came from royal families and gave up their money and status. So if both of these are agreeing that suffering comes from within, how do you think they both began their formation? Why did they both form? I want you to think about that for a second. Why did Buddhism and Jainism form? Okay, I gave you enough time to think about it. So now what I want you to do is write it in the both column. So you're going to write it underneath in the both column, and it is going to say they both. Okay, so see, now it's not writing. Okay, I'm getting there, guys. Let's see if this works. No, it's still not working. Okay, one more time. You guys are being so patient. Pen. Red. There we go. They both formed out of a disagreement with what? What is it with? It's with Hinduism. We should see that written in here, every single one of you. And then I want you to put a star by it, and then put another star by it. They formed because they both disagreed. Buddhism and Jainism both disagreed with Hinduism. Okay? So, that's it. All for me. See you later. Bye, Felicia.